Every bad shot. No cuts. Real bowling. And definitely no slacks. This is Total Bowling Gear's first 50 shots. Hi everyone, it's Jeff Ussery at Total Bowling Gear, back with another first 50 shots video. Today we've got a Brunswick Igniter Solid. This ball's a medium RG and medium to lower differential bowling ball. It's drilled 45 by 5 inches by 70. This is a layout that I use often for an earlier hook, a little smoother break point, slower response off the back end. It's really good on wet-dry conditions. It's really good on fresh lane patterns, especially ones where the balls tend to bounce real quickly off the friction. This is a 2000 grit sanded finish as well, so we expect, a pretty aggressive bowling ball here. Usually these surfaces are a little bit too much for me, but we'll see as we get into the first 50 shots. You can see where I usually start in the middle of the lane there, and this ball's just way too much to get going. A very early roll, very quick reaction off that friction. So I moved in a little bit left and got pretty comfortable very quickly. For those of you who are new to watching these videos, you should know that we're using the same lane pattern at the same bowling center for all of our first 50 shots videos. So if you want to compare, say, this Igniter Solid to the Igniter Pearl that we've already published, you can kind of see where they match up on the, versus each other on the same lane pattern. If you want to compare, say, this ball to a competitor's ball, you can do that too. But here you see the Igniter Solid with a very strong, kind of an early aggressive roll. This is a very strong kind of C, reverse C, continuous shape. I would call this a very arcing type of motion. It's early, it's smooth. Again, it's going to be best when it's on the fresh or on wet dry. Carry down is probably going to be a nemesis to this type of ball reaction because the ball is going to kind of flutter and lose energy down lane. But on the fresh here, it looks really good. With that said, as I move left, this ball continues to show great ball motion from 15 at the arrows all the way into about 22 or 23 on the house shot. You'll see a couple flat hits when I throw them into the dry quickly and kind of come off the back of them, but literally almost every shot that I throw where it's on line or slightly left of target in the heavier oil, the ball really responds nicely and goes through the pins well. This is a ball that I'll definitely be taking to a heavier oil condition type of league shot here in the near future. I really want to see what it'll do on handling some thicker volumes. The house shot here at Royal Crest Lanes is not one of the slickest in the areas. They definitely hook there. So I'll probably want to see what this Igniter Solid will do in a little heavier oil environment, because it definitely impressed here on the drier house shot. As we get later into the video here, you're going to see me get all the way into like 23, 24 at the arrows, and I really have to get that far before the ball just starts performing poorly in any way. Back-to-back 8 pins there on some great shots, but again, I had to get pretty far left before the ball lost steam and kind of flattened out in the back end. Even then, I was able to get the ball to respond pretty well with some tricks to my hand, a little more rotation, a little softer speed, sometimes even a little kind of a loft or a little jump there in the front of the lane. We'll clean up that reaction and get a little more back end. You saw that right there. That should be a good one. Oh, just barely. But we'll take any strike we can get at this age. This video is kind of an example of how much you can do to a lane as well when you're repeating shots. You're going to see me move back to the right here at the end. That's a few shots away from now, but I repeated a lot of shots early in this video set, and you can tell where it really digs up the lane and kind of creates a hole. Where when you try to move back to the right where the ball looked good before, it just simply won't hold anymore. So literally, if you're out there repeating practice shots, you get 20, 30 shots into a lane. I mean, you're really digging quite a big trench into a lane, especially when you're throwing a 2000 grit sanded ball like this one. Here you see some of those shots where the ball kind of labored a little bit from that really deep inside line. But again, I've moved a ton here off of my original line, and the ball's still doing the right thing. You see it right there. So overall, I thought this Igniter Solid rolled pretty good. Again, I want to see it on a heavier oil environment. It's probably, even though it struck a ton here, it's probably not the ball I would choose to throw on this particular lane pattern, just because it's going to force me so left so quickly as the hole develops. You see some of those holes right now where I move back to the right and the ball over-responds. We've got Brunswick Igniters in stock right now, both solids and pearls. I would encourage you to compare this video to the Igniter Pearl video that we published earlier. Same night of bowling, just the opposite lane on the same lane condition. So check them out, totalbowlinggear.com. Thanks for watching.